I've done most of the things
On Wednesday, UC Berkeley published the Campus Police Review Board's final report evaluating the events of November 20th. On that day, protesters, spurred by the 32% increase in student fees approved by the UC Board of Regents the day before, among other actions, occupied Wheeler Hall. As the day grew on, a growing number of protesters and police gathered outside, clashing violently on several occasions. The report contains a detailed timeline of events that occurred on that day, including several prominent confrontations caught on video. In one instance, the report details a confrontation between police and demonstrators as police attempted to place barricades early in the morning. According to the report, demonstrators grabbed the barricade and the officers, who pushed back against demonstrators trying to retain control of the barricade that was in their hands. As part of the struggle, an officer fell on the ground with the barricade on top of him, and a demonstrator jumped on top of the barricade, and quoting the report, pushed the structure deeper into his abdomen. The report shows that a big source of contention later in the day occurred when UCPD officers called for mutual aid from other agencies, including the Alameda County Sheriff's Office. Bringing additional officers through the protesters and stationing them along the perimeter of Wheeler Hall resulted in several shoving matches between police and protesters. Several police used batons in these confrontations to clear through the protesters, according to the report. The report describes the following scenario. Quote, in many instances, the crowd tried to prevent the officers from proceeding through it. Demonstrators linked arms, chanted, and urged one another not to let the officers pass through their lines. In each instance, according to the officers, they orally ordered the demonstrators to open a pathway to let the officers pass. In most instances, the demonstrators refused to comply. In each such instance, the officers then used force to work their way through the crowd. The character and intensity of the crowd's resistance and of the force used by the officers varied from instance to instance. End quote. The report also addresses how the weather played a role in deteriorating the situation. Constant rain through part of the day resulted in conditions which, quote, sapped emotional and physical resources, frayed nerves, and weakened powers of restraint, end quote, according to the report. For the Daily Californian, this is Mihir Zaveri.